Screen. Okay, I'll get started here. If you can't see my screen, feel free to interrupt me and let me know. Um, okay, everyone, welcome. We will get started. I really appreciate you all jumping in today on this call. I will do a question section at the end of the webinar, but feel free to interrupt me. Just unpause or unmute your microphone and interrupt if you have a specific question. We also have a chat feature here in Zoom, so you can put your questions in there as well. I probably won't check those until closer to the end, but I'll try to keep my eye on it as well. But it might just be easier to interrupt me. Okay, so today we'll discuss an overview of our apprentice program, the logistics, the policies, and then we'll do a quick question and answer at the end. And of course, a little bonus, my 7-year-old loves Mario, so he chose our theme today, and he has hidden Princess Peach somewhere in the PowerPoint. So tell me if you find her. He'll want to know. Let's get started. So our program is, excuse me, oh, I gotta move this. Our program is designed to help you or your electricians gain the technical skills needed to move forward in your career. The course covers a wide range of topics from theory and technical knowledge to code, calculations, and much more, safety. So making sure you get the expertise that you need or your apprentice needs. The program has been put together and updated over the years by experienced electrical contractors who've been in the field for years and years. So lots of knowledge, lots of experience has gone into this program. Our curriculum also meets the standard 144 hours of related technical instruction needed per year. And our instructors of the 4-year program and our education department are certified by the Electrical Association and ISET. So you're in good hands. They're very friendly, they're super knowledgeable, and they're always ready to help you throughout the entire year. We do understand that balancing work and study can be challenging, and that's why our program is designed with flexibility in mind. Our program offers a convenient schedule. Our classes are held on Tuesday evenings, so you don't need to miss work or take PTO. It's all online, so no commute necessary. You can do anything that is necessary within our program from your house, from your office, from your couch, wherever you best learn. It's easy to make up. If you miss a class, you will not have any issues making up missed sessions, quizzes, homework assignments. Everything was recorded and posted the next morning, so students can watch anytime for credit. And then, of course, not everyone has a laptop, although I still recommend the laptop is probably the best and easiest way to learn in this program. You can access our weekly sessions and finish the assignments all from your mobile device or tablet if necessary. Just an important note, in order to sit for your Minnesota Journey Workers exam, you do need to complete the 8,000 hours of on-the-job training. However, graduates of a 2-year apprentice trade school only need 6,000 hours post-graduation. So please note that this course does not qualify as a trade school, so you'll still need those 8,000 hours if you have not gone through trade school to sit for your Journey Worker exam. And then, of course, if you do plan to use this course and you're out of state, not Minnesota, please just verify that it does meet your state requirements and standards, as all states tend to have different qualifications and standards that they want you to meet. We're happy to help you with that process as well. But if you are out of state, please just make sure that you do confirm with your governing body that it does qualify for what you need. You just make sure no one's waiting in the waiting room here. Oh, good. On the screen, you'll see a list of our important dates coming up. If you do decide to enroll in our program, orientation is crucial for new students as it covers how to navigate the learning management software that we use. It teaches students how to log in effectively, as well as covering our policies and expectations for the year. The student orientation will take place on September 17th at 6:30 p.m., which is 1 week prior to our start date. And for the admins, it's on that same day. It's just at 10 a.m. during the workday. The sessions will provide the admins with tools and information that you need to support your students throughout the program, as well as how to navigate the technologies to check on your students' progress. Students should really be familiar with the course overview before attending these sessions. Orientation will be different than this session. This is more of an overview, but the orientation will focus on what you need to know once you are enrolled. And then, of course, the key dates for your calendar. Our start date is September 24th. It's a Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Our courses are 24 lessons, so 24 weeks. It will end 2 weeks before the final exam is due. So April 29th will be the final deadline for all assignments and that final exam to be submitted to us. So just keep those dates in mind as you're making your decisions here and mark your calendars. Oops, sorry. Required technology. It is important that you ensure that you or your apprentice has the appropriate technology to attend this course, as it is all online. And ideally, students should each have a laptop or a tablet or a mobile device in order to attend the live sessions. I will say it is easier to participate, chat, complete the polls, and complete assignments if you are on a laptop. I just push for a laptop if it's possible, but we do understand that that's not always an option for students. So having that mobile device or a tablet is just fine as well. Speakers are required. You must be able to hear the instructor, and a microphone is actually just recommended because we do have a chat feature that you can utilize if you don't have a microphone, although most technologies have a built-in microphone in them these days. So you should be fine there, but just make sure you have a speaker so that you can hear the instructor teach throughout the course. And of course, you have to have internet because it is all online. There are a number of benefits for an employee to be in our apprentice program. Number one, it's comprehensive training. Employees receive this training through real life examples and scenarios, starting with the basics and progressing to more advanced concepts each year. The program creates a clear pathway for career advancement. And the goal is, of course, is to have an apprentice who is ready to sit for their journey worker exam after they graduate from the 4-year program. Learn while you learn, always a benefit. Apprentices can earn a salary while they train and learn, which helps support themselves financially throughout their time in the program. Mentorship, I think, is a huge component to this. Participants benefit from having mentors through our instructors or from our staff. Our instructors are all master electricians who have years and years of industry experience as well as instructional experience. And I don't think that's just for the employees to benefit. I think employers can reach out and network and meet with these instructors as well. And then, of course, compliance. We do offer 2 continuing education credits each year that is included with the price of tuition. Once your student completes those CEs, we will submit them to the Department of Labor for you. And then benefits for you as the employer. Of course, it benefits you as well to have an employee who is well trained. So our goal is to tailor our curriculum to be relevant for your electrical work that you do day in and day out, and provide you with a well-rounded and knowledgeable apprentice. We do take away some of those basic training needs that you would need to do if you did hire somebody, right out of school or somebody who's never been in the industry. The investment in training increases an employee's loyalty and reduces turnover, as employees do feel valued and invested in. As always, we just want to ensure that your apprentice has a long and fruitful career for your company. Productivity, a well-trained workforce means more efficient, more competent, which leads to increased productivity and a higher quality of work. And then competitive edge, keeping up with the latest technologies and best practices will ensure that your company remains competitive within the industry. So now we just get into the quick question and answer portion of our presentation. I've added some questions here that we just get often enough. And so I'll just answer some of these quick here, and then I'll open up the floor to questions that anybody else might have. So the first question we get is, who is eligible to register for the apprentice program? The eligibility criteria listed here. First and foremost, the apprentice must have an RE license. This ensures that they meet the basic regulatory requirements with within an apprenticeship through the Department of Labor. The apprentice should be employed at your company. This program is designed to support the growth and development of your current employees. And if they're not employed, then they're not working towards those 8,000 hours needed to sit for their exams. So we just highly recommend that you are employed while taking the apprenticeship training program so that you can accomplish both those things. Work towards your 8,000 hours and apply what you learn in our program in your everyday work. Educational requirements. The apprentice is recommended to have a GED or a high school diploma. However, it's not mandatory. This educational foundation is ideal to ensure that they can successfully engage with the program's content and requirements. And lastly, the apprentice must be at least 18 years of age or 17 with a high school diploma. This age requirement ensures that they are legally eligible to work and participate in all aspects of the training program. So by meeting these eligibility criteria, an apprentice can really take full advantage of the comprehensive training and career development opportunities that come with being in an apprentice program. This structured approach should benefit your apprentice, but also the company to develop a highly skilled and compliant workforce. Next, we'll go over the cost. What is the cost of being in our apprentice program? So the tuition and fees here are listed, and then of course other expenses associated with being in the Electrical Association's apprenticeship program. Tuition for members is $1,345, and for non-members $1,575, and this is for the entire 9-month program. We do offer an early bird discount of $50 per student if you register before August 7th, which note is tomorrow, which is crazy, but it is tomorrow. And then just note, if you do wait to sign up, we do charge a late fee of $150 for those that register after September 17th, because we do have to get the technology set up prior to the 24th. We require payment up front, and we do not accept payment plans. However, veterans are eligible to use their GI Bill money if you do have a veteran on your staff. So if you are a vet and you're looking to use your GI Bill, just work with your VA rep and see if that's something that you're eligible for or interested in using, since we do take those. And then on the next slide, we do have a list of required and optional books for the course that we'll review super quick here. So just a quick snapshot of the books that we use in our program. This first section up here, where it's required books, we've got our study guides and of course the NEC code book and easy tabs. This is used every week. Every week throughout the program we use this. It would be really hard to complete this program without having these books. This middle section here is dependent on the year. So depending on what year you're apprentice or you are enrolled in, that will determine what books you need. They are helpful to have. They're referenced all the time in certain lessons. And so we do recommend that these books, depending on your year, are purchased. And then below down here, we have optional books. They're not recommended. They're not required. We do say, like, we use, the electrical wiring commercial book more so in years 3 and 4. So years 1 and 2, not really recommended to purchase. So we can certainly help you determine what books are necessary depending on what year you registered in. But we do have it laid out pretty well on our registration form. When you are registering, you'll be able to see very clearly what books you need. How can employers support their apprentices? So if you're employing an apprentice, how can you support them? Honestly, this is so important for their success. Employers play such a critical role in the apprentice's success. And in our program, it is your responsibility as the apprentice to do a few things. Provide on-the-job training. Employers should ensure that apprentices receive practical hands-on training that really does reinforce what they're learning within our program. So if you can take what they learn each week and really give them the opportunity to practice, it just helps them retain that information and will help them succeed in the program. Ensure that your apprentices attend the live sessions. Of course, it's not always possible, and we do record our webinars, but encouraging and facilitating attendance at the live sessions really does improve their ability to complete and stay caught up. And it also gives them a chance to engage with the instructors and engage with their peers, ask questions. You obviously can't ask questions during the webinars. You can submit them to us, but you can't ask them live. And I think a lot of people learn a lot from others asking questions as well. So make sure they're attending those live sessions and getting in that engagement with their students and with the instructors. Keep track of your apprentice's progress. There are so many times that people don't keep track and they don't realize that their apprentice is falling behind. Keep track. Make sure you're monitoring their completion of the homework and the quizzes. This will help make sure that they're keeping up, as it is hard to catch up once you fall behind. Be available to answer questions. You know, make time and space in your day to answer questions that your apprentices might have on our weekly lessons, on our quizzes, on our homework assignments. I've had employers sit with their apprentice right next to them and review the quiz and review the homework assignment, make sure they're really understanding it. So just make sure you're opening up your time for your apprentice to ask questions to you. Of course, we are going to be here as well. They can ask us questions. We have a master electrician on staff. He helped build this program. He's rewritten it. He's written the curriculum. They can also make time with their instructors as well, who are always happy to hop on a call or answer an email if your apprentice does have a question. Provide real life examples and opportunities for your apprentice to practice what they're learning in the real world. And then, of course, not always possible, but if you can and need to make sure that your apprentice has the necessary technology to succeed, that is really helpful. This includes, you know, having a reliable internet connection and suitable devices. I'm not saying that you should call Comcast and set up internet at your apprentices' homes, but I have had employers who will bring their apprentices in, whether it's at 6:30 at night or just during the workday into the office, and let them use their computer and internet at the office in order to complete and stay caught up with their program. Allow for time for studying and attending these courses. I know it's not always possible to adjust work schedules. We're all busy, but if necessary, allow apprentices sufficient time for studying and attending the courses. The balance is crucial for their success. It's a lot. They work full time, they have lives, they might have kids, whatever it may be. And then on top of that, we're asking them to complete about 6 hours worth of work every week. So providing balance and support has really benefited apprentices in the past. And then, of course, we see a higher success rate when you have engaged employers. It's just so important to be engaged with your apprentices. We've observed that apprentices are more successful when their employers are actively engaged in their learning process. So your support and involvement really does significantly impact their journey in becoming a skilled electrician. I do have a chat, so I'm just going to look at it really quick to make sure. How can the employer keep track of their students' progress, and will they have to log in to do so, I believe is what you meant by that last one. So an employer can keep track of your students' progress online. We'll make sure that as the administrator of your company, you'll have your own login in our learning management software. We use Moodle. You'll have your own login. When you log in, you'll see your apprentices, whether you have 1 or 20, you'll see your apprentices information and progress that you'll be able to log in and check at any time. We also have an apprentice coordinator on our staff, Megan. She'll be sending out progress reports at the end of every semester, and then a couple weeks before the end of the course, just to make sure you're aware. And she'll send reminders and examples of how to log in, reminders to log in and check. We also do send emails on students who are falling behind. If they haven't logged in for a couple of weeks, sometimes we'll do a quick check-in, like, hey, you know, is he still employed with you? Is she still employed with you? Are they on vacation? What's going on here? So we do have a few like safety nets in place, but you will be able to log in and check at any given time. So now that you know as an employer how to help your apprentice be successful, how can an apprentice be successful on their own? So some essential tips for being successful in this apprentice program. Number 1, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face, attend the live sessions. Regular attendance is so crucial. Being present in every live session ensures that you don't miss out on any important information, and it allows you to stay engaged, like I talked about earlier. Being engaged with your instructors, your peers, it enhances your understanding and your retention of the material. Ask questions during class. Clarify your doubts immediately. Don't wait for an answer. You're able to unmute yourself and talk right to your instructor right there. Submit questions. Reach out to instructors for further help. Reach out to your employer. They can reach out to us. Reach out to us. We'll have a chat box or a question box that you'll be able to submit questions to throughout the week. We're, during regular business hours, we are always checking. So submit these questions to us and we can help you. Practice. Consistent practice enhances your skills. Practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more proficient you become. Make time for regular practice to sharpen your skills. And I feel like someone should interrupt me and be like, Alan Iverson, like, we're talking about practice. We are talking about practice. Go practice. Practice what you learn. That's the best way to retain the information. And then, of course, stay caught up on your assignments and deadlines. Staying caught up in your coursework and meeting deadlines is essential to your success in the program. You can always catch up. I know you can. I've seen people do it. It's hard. We have 3-hour lessons and then 3 hours worth of homework and quizzes throughout the program. It does snowball quickly. So make sure you're not getting too far behind is crucial to your success. So now that you kind of have the basic overview of the Apprentice program, what's next? Now it's time to enroll, time to register. So you can enroll in a couple of ways. The first way is to register online. You can go to electricalassociation.com and you can log in there as the employer, and you can register your students right then and there. It's very simple. You can pick the year that they go into, you can pick the books they want. We'll get the enrollment immediately, and we'll start shipping their books, and we'll start the onboarding process. We do also offer a PDF registration form. It's the same as the online form, just depends what you're most comfortable with. Print it off, fill it out, send it back to us. You can email it to us, you can fax it to us. Either way, we'll get it, and then we'll do the registration for you. And then, of course, one last way, Megan on our staff, she will help you enroll if you need it. If you want to just send her an Excel spreadsheet or just call her, tell her who you want to enroll. We can certainly do it over the phone or do it over email. It's kind of whatever your preference is. I like the online registration option. It gives you a lot of control. And then if you're unsure of where to enroll your students, we understand, you probably don't have all, brand new employees. So do you have somebody who maybe should be in the 3rd year? Maybe they've been in the industry for a few years and year 1 isn't the right fit for them. We do offer a placement exam that will help you determine the best fit for you. It's free and you'll get access to it immediately. So it's right on our website at electricalassociation.com. You'll see it right below the registration. Just a note, when registering for this, you'll want to be logged in. You'll want to be logged in as your employee, or you as the employee, as the apprentice will want to do this yourself. It's free. It'll give you automatic access to it. And then there'll be instructions right there on how to complete that placement exam. And then once you complete it, we're notified of that completion, and then we'll work with you or your employer to get you placed in the correct year. I have another chat, so I'm going to pop into this. Do we have to buy all the listed books? No, you don't have to buy all the listed books. You are going to need to buy the required books, which are the study guides for each one. And I can pop back to that screen so you can just see super quick. And then you'll want a code book and easy tabs to help you keep your code book organized. We understand that you probably have a code book already if you are already a working electrician, or if you have a code book that you want to hand down to your employee, that's completely fine too. So you don't have to buy it in this moment. You just have to make sure you have one. So if you don't have one, buy the code book. But you will have to get a study guide for semester 1 and semester 2. Without it, you just won't be successful in the program. With that, that's kind of the basis of the general information. I can open up the questions here for the floor. I'm watching the chat box now, so feel free to write it in the chat if you have questions, or just unmute yourself and ask questions, and we can chat now. But I'll open up the floor to anyone who has questions.
Hi, Jamie. This is Nolan speaking. What would be the deadline for sign up then? I know the early bird ends tomorrow, but what would be the deadline if we weren't going to make that? Because I got a couple guys I'd probably have take the placement exam just to see where they fall.
Yeah, so the deadline, we do a late fee after September 17th. However, there's really not necessarily a hard and fast deadline that we have for registering. So if the program starts on the 24th and you have someone come in that you think would be a great fit for the program, You can register them after the program has already started. They'll just have to play a little bit of catch up, but you truly can register them all the way up until that starting date. I recommend giving us a week to get those books to you. So by that September 17th to ensure that they get the books. But if you're okay with them not having the books for that first lesson, then you can certainly register them later. But my recommendation is get them registered before that 17th to ensure that they have the materials for that first day.
Okay, sounds good. And then
Yeah.
also, if I was gonna have them log in to do like this placement exam, you said we have to be logged in to do that. How do I get logins for all my employees? We have a membership, and at one point I remember listing all of our guys,
Yeah.
our journeymen, everyone underneath our membership. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if they ever really got signed up or got a login, or they get like email blasts or anything
Yeah.
like that.
So when you go to our website, so electricalassociation.com, at the very top, you'll see sign in. If they don't have a sign in already, they can create an account and then go through that process, just like really any other website. So just go in, create an account, log in, and then they'll purchase that. They're not really purchase because it's zero, but in theory, purchase the placement exam, and then they'll be able to get into it under their login, which is what they're going to need. If you want to know who has a login or who doesn't, our staff can go into the back end and check for you. So if you just email us, you can email us, at info@electricalassociation.com, or just call our office and anyone can help you see who has a login on your staff, and they can create one right then and there for you as well.
Okay, sounds good. Last question for me is this program recognized as a United States Department of Labor apprenticeship program? I know that Minnesota, I don't think they require that to be kind of a box that gets checked, but I know Iowa and Wisconsin do. We do a lot of work kind of in the whole upper Midwest, so I just want to see if that's
Are
something
you
that's going to
located out
be.
of the state?
What's that?
Are you located outside the state, or are you in Minnesota?
No, we're in
Just curious.
Minnesota.
You are?
Yep.
Okay. We're nationally accredited, yes. So if you do have apprentices who live and work in Wisconsin, you might, or in Iowa, you might need to just check with what their requirements are. But if you're in Minnesota and you guys just have dual licensed electricians, you'll be fine. We're nationally accredited.
Okay.
One of the chat is, what happens if an apprentice we have enrolled quits halfway through the year? So we do have a policy already in place on what happens if somebody withdraws from the program. Any student that withdraws prior to the first day can receive a full refund minus $100 cancellation fee and minus their books. You can return your books to us if they're unopened, but once they're opened, you can't return them to us. Students who withdraw within the first 4 weeks of the course can get 75% of their tuition refunded and no book refund, because they should have already opened all of their books. And then students who withdraw between that 5 and 8 week period, so anytime before 8 weeks, get a 50% tuition refund. Anything after 8 weeks, so that's really more like a third of the way through the program. Anything after that 8-week class, there's no refund. Any other questions? Okay, with that, I think I'll stop recording here. And that's all I have today. If you need to get a hold of us, our information's on our website, but feel free to call or email. We'll be able to answer your questions right away. We've got a few people on our staff who are very knowledgeable with our apprentice program, and then of course with the DLI requirements. So let us know if you have a question that you think of after the fact.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you.